Hey guys, I'm going to show how to change oil in this new Predator engine. I've only ran it about 15 minutes and I really want to help break it in. I want to change the oil as frequently as possible for the first several hours of use of this new engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it up, let it run for about 5-10 minutes and let it warm up good so that way we can drain all the oil out and all the particles. So just stay tuned. Okay, one thing about this engine, when I put it on, I put this drain hose on the front, and it is a drain zit hose. You can get these on eBay. I believe I got this on Amazon actually. It was about $20 shipped, and the benefit of this hose is it helps us to drain the oil without having it pouring all over the frame. This engine has two drain places, one in the front. Well, you can see how that would be a mess. And then one in the back, and again with that clutch bracket there we would have oil everywhere, and so this is completely necessary. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to crack that open, and I'll get back with you after we have the oil draining. Okay, that's draining mighty slow. Of course, it's kind of a small hole in that tube, and so what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up a drain filler hole, and we'll see if we can't get a little air in that system, get that drain a little faster. Be careful when you do this because this engine is hot from running. I ran it about 5 minutes, so I'm going to pop this out. It looks like I might have had it a hair full on oil. Reminding, we're just breaking in this engine, and so you can see by me taking that out, that's draining just a little bit faster. The oil still looks, you know, pretty clean, but it's only ran for about 15-20 minutes total on the tractor. Something else I did not do during this break-in process, I did not turn up the throttle all the way. That's something I just, well, in fact the manual said not to do it. I just decided not to do that. All right, I'll get back with you here in a minute whenever we have all the oil out of the tractor. All right, guys, I want to look at the manual here. This is the Predator engine manual, and it's always important to keep these manuals. And you see here how full that this engine needs to be with oil. Also, they recommend 10W30 oil, but I'm going to use 5W30. I have that on hand. Now this oil isn't going to be in the engine for a long time. I'm only going to keep it in the engine for maybe about an hour's worth of running. The break-in process is so important on these Honda clone engines. And I know the book recommends changing the oil after, I believe, after 3 hours or something like that. I'm not going to wait that long. This first time ran about 20 minutes, maybe 25 total, every time I started it up, and I may leave this in for about an hour, and that way the engine may break in properly. You also see we're still draining oil. These drains, they have a smaller hole, but the oil is still coming out. Okay, the oil is drained out of the engine completely. What I did, I took this hose, put the cap back on, but I only finger tightened this cap, because I'm going to let the air come out of that hose here in a few moments. I decided it would probably be easier to use the rear filling hole on this engine, and I went ahead and put this flexible funnel in. Now how well that works, time will be told, but the front hole the way it is, it would probably work, but it's just so close there. This thing takes a little over a quart. And so I'm going to start putting that in now. This thin funnel, it's going to take a little while to put this all in. And one thing you want to make sure of, you want to make sure you don't overfill an engine. These small engines, if you overfill them with oil, the oil will be whipped up into a froth and it won't get in places as easily, and it will mess up, and it won't let you lubricate your bearings, and it'll ruin your engine with too much oil. Okay, I filled it up with oil, and you may be able to see that we got oil in the threads all the way up to the top. Put the dipstick in without threading it, and then pull it back out. And the oil is, you can't see it there very well, almost to the top, so right where they say in the manual. It's not really an exact science. They don't tell you how much oil it holds, and so you have to kind of research that on the internet and such. And so you do this, check it the best you can. If it's over full, drain a little out. Don't just leave it in. Don't assume, well, more oil is better, because it isn't. There's a certain amount that needs to be in the engine. And so I hope this helps when you go to change oil in your Predator engine. And remember, you can't change it too frequently. There are no filters on this engine. The only filter you really have is changing the oil periodically. Thanks for watching.